Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of club rugby. Big thanks of course to our partners on board with us, Score Energy Drinks, Chem24, our pharmacy, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Folks, of course you will by now have heard that the league season has been postponed, but nevertheless we will carry on taking a look at what's happening in the world of club rugby as of course our clubs remain connected to their members in various manners. And of course Youth Day this week, and a couple of clubs have in fact been busy with some outreach projects for their members. Otherwise, it's a nice big full show for you this evening. We again catch up with the DHL Western Province Rugby women's side. We'll be speaking to Danelle Rousseau, their team manager, as well as some of the players. And this, of course, comes off on the back at least of their good win against the Bulls ladies side this past weekend. We'll also go down to the High Performance Centre where we catch up with the under-20s. And we go down to Langa Rugby Football Club where we managed to catch up some of the players at their training session. Always good to see the guys staying active and of course still maintaining the COVID regulations. And of course this week it was a big day for Busy Bees this Wednesday. Busy Bees ladies side of course in 2019 won the league, and they did a kit handover for the ladies as well as some of the players. So we'll be catching up with Alfred Kerwana and some of the guys from Busy Bees, and we'll catch up with Faisal Felton, the General Manager for Club Rugby at Western Province Rugby. But as I said, the DHL Western Province Rugby women's side, they came off a fantastic win over the weekend, beating the Bulls, and of course this coming weekend they take on Boerland. Let's catch up with the ladies behind the scenes.
Yes, it's been like an intense amount of weeks without stopping and training hard, and especially putting their bodies on the line like that every week. We're going to week 7 now, and the girls are stronger. I have to say, they're getting stronger each week. They're getting better. Obviously, it's a learning curve for the new new players as well, and the experienced players getting in there, playing their role, but it's been a good few weeks. Everybody's putting in the effort and they're working, as you could have seen just now. They were training hard, putting in the work, and yeah, I feel like we're the team to beat this year, very convincingly, in every team actually. I was gutted at first when I had to learn that I was injured and I'm out for the year. But I'm so proud of the work the girls have put in. I mean, they're working really hard. I'm like super proud. Every week I make sure to watch every game and make sure that I encourage where I can and like send messages, text, everything to just keep the spirits up, because I am part of the team after all. Yes, it's very exciting to play in the Western Cape as well, because Boerland is a team from here as well, so it's like Cape Town Derby or Western Cape Derby, and it's exciting because they're very familiar with each other. The players there and the players here are very familiar with each other, and like we know the dynamics of how they play and how important it is to play your structure, because Boerland is not a weak team. They are the underdogs of this season. Like nobody expected the Boerland team to obviously be number 3. I think they're number 3 on the log, and they're playing really well considering that the previous season they were like the last in the log. But very good playing from Boerland, but obviously I have very much faith in my girls.
Yeah, we're excited because we miss rugby since 2019. So yeah, we was like excited to play again. But yeah, this round, first round and second round, we're getting tired. Like the body like need rest. Yeah, it was a good game on second half because we just pull our socks up and then we try to do our best, and then we didn't give up because we know. The last 10 minutes we just playing non-stop because I think we have conditioning wisely, so we didn't give up. They were like, I can say, we playing with the big stadiums. Then the other teams, they didn't like. They don't have that mentality. Okay, they playing big on stadium. Then we used to. Then we play on the big fields, and then I can say like we run a lot. If we started on Tuesday, Thursday we run, we didn't stop. So that's why like we have that conditioning. Yeah, it will be a challenge to us because we normally travel on Friday and then we rest on Friday. Then we wake up on Saturday morning and then our bodies just relax. But on traveling on Saturday will be challenge us because we're not used to. And then our bodies just need the rest, little bit rest. Yeah.
Ek het ons gesê enige span kan op enige dag wen en ek dink rarig Saterdag was 'n amazing wedstryd geweest. Ons spelers het hart en karakter gewys en ek is baie bly dat dit in ons guns gegaan het, dat ons nog steeds die enigste span is wat onoorwonde is in die divisie, in die Premier divisie. En ja, dit was 'n goeie skoor geweest. Ons het 38-5 gewen. So dis wonderlik. Ons het 'n bonuspunt gekry wat vir ons nou on top of the log hou. So ons is baie dankbaar daarvoor. Ons travel Saterdagoggend, ons gaan deur met 'n bus. Obviously ons toets en soos ek sê, dis baie belangrik om te weet dat ons is nie net klim op 'n bus en ons gaan nie. Ons moet baie streng protokol volg voor ons gaan. Ons almal word getoets by die management en spelers en aan daai kant ook, hulle moet volgens die baie spesifieke protokol vir COVID regulasies daai kant gereed staan vir ons. Ons mag net 'n uur voor die tyd by die stadion ingaan, sulke tipe van goed. Ons het almal ons access kaarte, ons word ingescan, ons koers word gecheck 3 dae voor die tyd, ons het gemonitor, jy weet, al daai tipe van goed. Maar om terug te kom na die wedstryd self, Boland het regtig baie goed gedoen in die laaste paar wedstryde en ek dink nie 'n mens, ekskuus vir die Engels, maar ek dink nie mense moet complacent raak nie. Die feit dat jy aan die bokant van 'n punteleer is, beteken nie dat jy elke wedstryd gaan wen nie. Ons doen voorbereiding, ons werk met 'n rotating squad en julle sal ook sien in die spankeuses hierdie week dat ons gaan die squad nou al hoe meer begin gebruik met die doel om so sterk as moontlik te wees in elke wedstryd. Sommige spelers gaan gerus word. Ons het nie iets soos 'n B en 'n C span nie. Ons het 'n span en dit beteken nie as een speler gerus word en ons speel met 'n ander speler dat dit 'n swakker speler is nie. Almal van ons is ewe sterk en almal het eweveel karakter en hart en bydra tot hierdie span. So daar's spelers wat uit beserings uit terugkom, een of twee spelers wat teruggehou word weens beserings. So ja, ons gaan die wedstryd vat soos 'n final. Ons speel hom elke Saterdag soos dit 'n final is, want enige span kan op enige dag wen. Ja, verseker, die feit dat daar baie meer exposure gegee word vir die vrouens is absoluut fantasties. En ek kan regtig vouch daarvoor as bestuurder ook. Ek het die wonderlike geleentheid op hierdie platform elke week met julle te gesels. Ons kry oproepe van, jy weet, ander media platforms wat wil weet, jy weet, wat gaan aan, wat doen die vroue en daai exposure, jy weet, die platform wat vir ons gegee word, wat julle as Cape TV vir ons gegee het en Cape Rugby vir ons gegee het. Jy weet, julle het 'n baie sterk platform vir ons wat die exposure gee sodat die spelers bekend kan word en sodat die sport evolve kan word en dit is fantasties. Jy weet, die spelers word nou by voorname begin ken en jy weet, mense kontak ons en sê, "Eers jy het kite gespeel hierdie naweek." Jy weet, mense wat eers geweet het dat daar vroue rugby is nie, omdat daar nou die streaming is wat deur SARU geoffer word op al die wedstryde en selfs mense wat die wedstryde mis, wat dan teruggaan en op die skakel gaan kyk, jy weet, wat het gebeur. So ja, dit is regtig fantasties dat vroue rugby hierdie geleentheid kry om 'n platform te hê waar daar exposure is en dat hierdie sport dan kan groei. Jy weet, bedoel, as mens gaan kyk, vroue rugby in Suid-Afrika het rondom 2002-2003 begin pos gevat. En ja, hier is ons vandag in 2021 en ons speel 'n round robin en ons kry media exposure, jy weet, en dan het jy ook dinge soos Facebook en Instagram en jy weet al hierdie ander tipe van goed wat TikTok en ek weet nie wat als nie, wat ook die geleentheid gee vir die exposure. So dis regtig amazing en dit kweek belangstelling by mense wat ek weet dit bestaan nie en ook jong kinders, se ouers wat begin inskakel en sê eers jy weet hoe kry ek my kind om te begin rugby speel of waar begin ek? So dit is vir my, ek is so excited, jy weet, ek is stoked en ek kan nie wag om te sien waar hierdie sport oor 2 tot 5 jaar gaan wees nie. Jy weet, dit is great.
Great to see the ladies so active. Wow, they must be so happy at the moment. Of course, this comes after that big win against the Bulls at DHL Newlands this weekend. We know that the Bulls, of course, had an axe to grind. At least a big weekend coming up then for the ladies' side this coming weekend as they take on neighbours Boland. So you can pretty much think of this as a derby match, and very exciting to see how well our women's rugby side is doing. Folks, when we come back from the break, we're going to catch up with the DHL Western Province Rugby Under 20 side. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Cape Rugby TV. It's nice to have you along. Yes, we know, of course, that the league has been postponed, but nevertheless, we keep talking about club rugby. Of course, a lot of the players coming through the club rugby ranks and into the Western Province rank. And, of course, one of the first touch points is, of course, the Under 20 squad. Now, the Under 20 squad at Western Province Rugby is doing particularly well at the moment. We've got a number of players in the South African squad, which is really great for Western Province Rugby. And, of course, they're busy preparing for the Under 20 Currie Cup that comes up later in the year. This past weekend, the players, of course, had a pretty good outing against S11. They went out there to play a couple of chukkers, and yeah, it's good to see that the players are really practicing against a high level there. So we're looking forward to their progress. But to tell us more, we went down behind the scenes to the High Performance Centre in Bellville.
I mean, it's always nice when you have a full house. It's always nice to see the boys back on the field again. Now it's getting excited because we're getting game time now as well. Just like the last 3 weeks we've been playing the S11, played Boland. Last week we played SWD. This week we're playing, I think, Western Province Academy. So it's been nice to be back. We're getting game time now, so it's getting much exciting. You can see the difference from the start and now. Now obviously it's getting easy because it's getting more natural than before. Before it was like it's the first time we're playing rugby because it was just hectic. But now it's getting easier. It's nice. I mean, getting the heat back, it's always a good feeling to get used to that feeling. Because if you're not used to it, then it's more tougher. But yeah, it's nice. There's a lot of tournaments coming up. It's the Currie Cup, as you say. Then I think we have the Under 20 tournament coming up in August. So I mean, it's tough now because we have a lot of players back. So now we have to fight for a spot again. It's not as easy as it was before. There's like I don't know how many people in one position, but on my position there's like 4 people. So it's a lot of competition out there. So for me, it's always good to have a competition. But I'm looking forward to the season actually. As you mentioned, all the coaches they've played senior rugby or whatever they've played. For them to coach you in a way as like they've never played, it's easy because now you fit in as a player because they know how it feels to be a player. So it's always a good thing when the coach can relate to the player. So I mean, Coach Jerome, one of the best coaches I think I've met so far. He's a really good coach, and every time you're going on the game, he's just saying, enjoy yourself. Don't worry about the outcome. The outcome will see by itself. You just play your game and then you're going to be okay. So I mean, the coaching staff, I mean, for me, they're really nice people. They've made me feel at home. I mean, imagine feeling comfortable in a place. That's when you perform at your peak and at your best. So, I mean, the coaching staff is great.
When we started out on the other side in pre-season, it was probably max 10 to 15 people. Now there's 30 to 40, and the competition, it just grows every single week with new players coming in, and it really does. It pushes all the guys to excel to their best to try and make the team now. No, yeah, obviously it is nice to play the games. We've put in all the hard work, all the running hours, so it's a reward for the guys to come out here and know that okay, on the weekend we are going to play a game and get to express themselves. When we started out, there was probably one person per position. Now there's 4 people per position. So it's good to have that healthy competition, and for myself, it's pushed me to become a better player. And yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way other than to have competition there. It's a privilege to come out here every day and to come training and to be on the same field as the Stormers and the big guys, and also just to have coaches like Jerome and Kabamba and the experience that they have, to feed off them and to learn from them. It's probably the best that we can get, and so it's amazing for us to be able to come here every day. It's a privilege, yeah.
Ja, nee, dit was regtig 'n lekker gevoel geweest. Een van ons eerste wedstryde was teen die jong bokkies geweest wat ons 'n warm-up game gespeel het. So ja, dit was net so groot voorreg om net teen hulle te kan speel en ja, eerste game in 'n baie lang tyd. So ja, nee, baie groot voorreg en baie lekker geweest. Ja, nee, ek dink die intensiteit is nog steeds daar. En die ouens, ons het lekker van die begin af. Dink ons het van verskillende universiteite, verskillende agtergronde gekom, maar ek dink ons het baie vinnig lekker connect en ja, ek voel die spangees is regtig baie goed hierso. Ja, nee, definitief. Ek dink hoe beter kompetisie daar is, hoe beter is dit vir jou, hoe meer ontwikkel jy ook as 'n speler, want by elke oefening moet jy jou beste gee om daai plek in die span te kry. So ja, ek dink ons support mekaar, maar ons druk mekaar ook en dit is wat dit so lekker en so spesiaal maak. Ja, definitief. Ek dink vir 'n jong speler soos ons om met sulke ondervinding en sulke coaching te kry, ek dink ons is so bevoorreg. En dit is definitief iets wat ons kan vorentoe vat, soos wat ons ouer raak. So ja, net baie bevoorreg om op so 'n jong ouderdom so goeie coaching te hê en so goeie half environment te wees. Environment te wees. So ja, baie bevoorreg.
Ja, jy weet, die eerste lockdown was alles toegekap en om op die veld te wees, jy weet, elke speler wil op die veld wees en om sy talent uit te oefen en ek dink dit is awesome om weer op die veld te wees. Ja, jy weet, as jy op die veld kom en dan is gewoonlik een, jy weet, there's no I in team, only I in win. So, team protocols, jy sit dan nooit, as jy is individueel, sit dan nooit meer as die span. Die span kom eerste in Western Province. Nee, ek dink dit is 'n goeie run soos al 3 gespeel en 1 verloor, dink so, as ek nou korreksie praat en 2 gewen. So ek dink die ouens doen goed op die veld om hom so kort na die Cup as span by mekaar te gooi en om te speel is baie goed. Nee, ek dink net aan die DNA om my ook die DNA so ander dae toe ons hier by OBL gewees het was nie so leksie en dat hulle op dieselfde veld oefen wat die Stormers oefen en die fasiliteite gebruik. Ek dink sit op 'n ander map dat jy deel goed met professionele spelers soos die Stormers of wat ook hier die velde gaan enjoy.
Well, it's good to see the under-20 players getting ready. Of course, they're getting ready for the Currie Cup, the under-20 Currie Cup that comes up a little bit later in the year. They've had some successful outings, and of course, great to see that so many of the DHL Western Province Rugby juniors have in fact been called up to the national squad. So that's great news for Western Province Rugby. Right, folks, of course, as you know, on a weekly basis, we take a look at what's happening at MChem24 Hour Pharmacy. Now, we've been speaking to the folks at MChem24 Hour Pharmacy and getting some of the expert advice. And of course, the advice right now is to get a grip on the flu season. Of course, if you go down to MChem, they will tell you that the World Health Organization strongly supports the administration of the flu vaccinations during the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you need a flu vaccination, then of course MChem is the place for you to go. And that of course helps with preventing and reducing the severity of illness associated with flu. And this will of course help ease the burden on patients and of course the country's healthcare system. So you can get down to MChem 24-hour pharmacy and get your flu vaccine. Of course, it's open 24 hours, and you can get your flu vaccine from any time 8 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. in the evening, every day of the week. So there's no queuing. You don't have to wait. You can walk straight in. So fantastic. No appointment needed. MChem 24-hour pharmacy is always open, and of course, just for you. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we carry on talking about what's happening in the world of club rugby. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. Nice to have you along. We, of course, keep talking about club rugby, and as you know, clubs are staying active out there, even though the league has now been postponed. It's not to stop us keeping our members connected and talking about the wonders of club rugby. And you will, of course, remember that last year we had, well, in fact, maybe even this year still, we had Reginald Pfeiffer, the public relations officer for Lamotte Wanderers. They're now called Lamotte Wanderers. Used to be called Lamotte, and they've merged with Wanderers, now called Lamotte Wanderers. And joining me back on the line, Reggie Pfeiffer. Reginald, nice to have you back, Meneer. How are things there with you?
Good evening, JP. Good evening to the viewers. Thank you for having me on the show again. To all South Africans who celebrated Youth Day today, hope all your events were successful and you got to send out that message. Youth can make a difference in our country.
Yeah, I believe you also took some personal time today, Youth Day, to spend some time with the youth out in Lamotte and pass on a message. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we had an event in Stellenbosch. So part of our guys went with me to join the event. We basically discussed the importance of youth, the significance of Youth Day, and what youth can bring, what difference youth can bring to the country if they really get involved in organizations or programs within their community.
You've, of course, been quite active with promoting that at Lamotte Wanderers for quite a while now. How are things going there with that component of building your youth structures?
That component is going great. We're growing every week. Since the announcement of school sports being cancelled due to COVID-19 regulations, we also downscaled on our activities, but we're finding innovative ways to keep in touch with the boys, because at a young age, guys are hungry for rugby, guys are hungry to be active, but we know we need to keep our people safe of COVID. So we're finding different ways to engage with them, having talks, having non-contact practice sessions. So we're trying to make the best out of the situation that we currently are facing ourselves in.
Of course, the team must be bitterly disappointed that they're not able to start playing. I mean, how's the gees amongst the players? They must be super excited about the fact that, well, they probably were super excited, but we understand now that with COVID, they're going to have to wait a little bit. But how are things going there with preparation and squad training?
JP, in all honesty, at Lamotte Wanderers, we are pretty bummed that the season is going to be postponed for another month. But we had a chat in our rugby group, and we communicated to the boys that just because the league has been postponed for another month doesn't mean we're going to be inactive for a month. So we're going to keep on training, keep on getting innovative events, trying to keep the boys together, because that is another component that is very important than the physical attributes to the game, is the bond between your players and your team. So we're going to focus on that component, keep the boys together, and keep on building our membership.
You've been very active in the last few. Well, you've been active for a while now. Of course, I mean we know that everybody's doing this under these very difficult conditions, and you've been engaging with the players. You've been looking at building the past player structures as well. I believe, of course, this past weekend gone by, you guys had a bit of a training camp.
Yet again, wonderful initiative from my MMS partner, Carlo van der Westhuizen. We came together and we had a plan to host a training camp at our own sports grounds. So we started at about 12:30, went through the whole screening process. From 1 o'clock, we had a fitness session for an hour. Now, on a Saturday, for guys to turn up, knowing that you're going to do a fitness session is really significant. We had a turnout about 40 guys participating in this training camp. So after the hour fitness session, we had some refreshments in our community hall, which is right across our rugby field. Hydrated, restored some electrolytes. I also want to use this opportunity to thank Jonathan Daniels from Watch Eagle Security for sponsoring the Powerade. After that, we returned to the field, had a strength and conditioning session, really tough, really intense strength and conditioning session. A lot of the guys mentioned today that it's still hurting after that session. So I hope the guys have healed up well. And after that, we returned to the hall again. We could serve the guys a nice supper, and also enjoy the Bulls versus the Sharks in the town hall together as a team. So I think that event really brought us together as a club and as a team. And I can only see this month that we can work on different type of events similar to that, just to bring the guys together. And we also want to show other guys who want to join our club that we're really working on our bond, and we welcome any player that is interested to join us at Lamotte Wanderers.
How difficult is it, Reginald, at the moment with the COVID? I mean, it does sound to me that even under the COVID conditions, the players are staying motivated and doing their best to contribute to helping the spread of COVID, but looking that it's important for them to bond.
Yeah, JP, it's a really sensitive scenario that we find ourselves in, because a lot of clubs will not be able to survive this non-rugby period that we're going to have, because a lot of guys are motivated to come to rugby or club events, come to the practice field when there is actually matches scheduled. So we have to find means and ways to keep these guys motivated, whether it's social or we go on a community helping initiatives, care initiatives. We can do anything around the game to keep the guys together, because if you don't keep your players together in this time, I'm afraid we're going to have clubs having a hard time in this season. So I want to motivate clubs, do little small things. Go have a braai, man. Go have a drive out to another club. Go interact with different clubs and just chat a little bit of rugby around the fire. Have a few drinks and just build bonds apart from just the game on the field.
Reginald, that's fantastic. It's incredible work that you guys are doing, the ability to keep people connected. We'll say thanks for joining us. We know that it's tough times at the moment, and we'll wait it out. And of course, we'll stay to you and everybody else out there. Stay safe, and and let's just keep doing our best to observe the protocols. But again, yeah, well done to you and the team for keeping everybody connected.
Thank you, JP, and to all the other clubs in the Western Province. Guys, stay positive. We are in this together. We're experiencing this together. Keep your players positive. Keep your management positive. This will end. It won't be forever, and we'll return to the game as normal, and then we'll be jolling.
There we go, folks. Reginald Pfeiffer, the Public Relations Officer for Lamotte Wanderers. They're doing some incredible work there to stay connected. Always great catching up with Reginald. And as he said, of course, they keep growing the structures, and great to see also that the guys are thinking about Youth Day and how they can look after the youth out there. So just a reminder then, if you are in that area, then go visit the Lamotte Wanderers Facebook page. Send them a message. They'll get back to you straight away. Sign up. Get involved. We'll take an ad break. When we come back, we'll carry on talking about what's happening in the world of club rugby. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. It's JP here for Cape Rugby TV. We carry on taking a look at what's happening in the world of club rugby. Right, so of course, if you're a club rugby fan, you will know all about Busy Bees Rugby Football Club. They've been very active. Busy Bees, in fact, close on 100 years old now, been around for a long time. 2019 saw the win of the Busy Bees women's rugby side, and in fact, Busy Bees currently have 12 women's rugby players in the starting lineup of the Western Province Rugby women's squad. So they're doing fantastic with women's rugby, as well as, of course, having just got stronger and stronger over the years. Now, this week, Tuesday, we went out to film some of their training behind the scenes, but this Wednesday, we managed to catch up with Alfred Kawana and the team as they handed over to their ladies squad from 2019, as well as some of their players, some very special kit during a special time.
Yeah, Renzo, we're very excited, but after 14 months of doing nothing due to the pandemic that struck the whole world actually. So yeah, we're very excited to be back, man, and the guys are in good spirit. Yeah, they're very excited to be back in the field. Yeah, we're very excited. I'd love to stick around with the young boys here, and there's a lot of senior players as well. We're enjoying to be around them, giving them the skills that is required in rugby. It's very exciting. They're also coping very well after such a long time away from rugby.
Yeah, of course, it's been a long time. Do you know what I mean? It's been since last year that we've been away, and coming back to the field is just brings camaraderie and brings home etiquette of who we are. You know what I mean? Brings growth to the team, growth to the community, and me joining this team last year. It's just a pleasure coming here. You know, it's a different culture and a different group of people. Well, to me, it was a culture shock when I started coming here, and I arrived here last year trying to implement a running game, but also a tactical game, because being with these boys, these guys run from everywhere, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we needed structure. Bringing a good structure to the team brings good growth to the side, you know what I mean? And Busy Bees now is a growing side. You know, it was just amazing being with these fellas, you know, and arriving at the field and seeing them dancing. And this is part of the culture I didn't know. You know, they got off the bus dancing, got warmed up dancing. I'm thinking, oh my God, what did I get myself into? And to me, the culture shock was amazing, you know, and then also then playing the game. We lost 34-33, but being our first game, we were outstanding. You know, we played the structure we wanted to. And at the end of the day, we got the result, but not the result we wanted. But otherwise, we did well.
it's quite a significant day for us. I mean, I remember 2020 last year when we celebrated this day, we gave out some food parcels. So June 16 is actually one of the significant days for us because it talks to our being as a club. But today we decided we must do something differently, give back to the club, try to bring back the camaraderie, and celebrating actually and honoring them for the heroes that they've become throughout the season. This year we're celebrating 98 years of our club, so it's part of our build-up going to the 100th year in 2023. And also giving honor to our women's side, which has been doing tremendously well in the past 2 years, winning 2018 and 2019 women's rugby season. So it becomes a very great day for us to come here to our home ground and celebrate, and still in the midst of COVID, still be together and share all those memories that we had in the previous season. We want to thank our sponsors also because this builds the club, this builds the esteem of the club. So giving back to them, or giving them something that they will be proud of, and giving them something that they will be proud to wear the badge of the club is very significant to a player's mind and his commitment to the club. So we decided to do this, and thanks to the people that helped us to give out the jackets to the ladies who won the 2019 season, and also not keep a blind side to the men that have been continuously doing great work in the field. So we're also giving them some golf t-shirts so that they can feel proud about the club and being proud of their family also.
Here we go.
It's very nice. We've been meaning to want to get back to the field, but unfortunately the COVID, it has done most. But yeah, now we're so happy to be back on the field, but hopefully we will fully be back and without any problems of the COVID or the president stopping us from playing, because we really want to play now. We're very happy and we're very grateful that the club is looking after for us, and because we also giving them something, like we're winning, so they have something to say about us, like the great thing, and we're very grateful that they can see the potential and the potential that we're doing and giving back to them, obviously. Yeah, so we're very happy and we want to make them proud, and we want to make sure that they see that we're listening and we're doing exactly what they want us to do. Yeah.
This day, it should be always rememberable for everyone, for those that are past because of the previous, but we won't look at that, that's history. We are looking forward to build our own timber in Langa community. So that's why last year we're having the food parcels so that those boys can take back to their families and put something around the table. But this year we'll come up with something different so that the boys can be proud and having something with the naming and branding of our sponsors. Then they can have that positiveness that we will go back to rugby slowly but surely. But at the moment, we need to respect the COVID regulations.
Invincible.
I'm proud for the girls, and I'm also proud for myself because I'm the founder of that women's team, which was my dream when I started to open this rugby team of women in 2005, because their children will really go to the rugby field because they will be milking it from their mothers. And the club will grow in different directions as it done itself. You know, on the side of the sponsorship, that's history also there because we are getting the sponsors from the Cape Town market, MNR, Holland market, which they were also in Cape Town, where Busy Bees was founded in 666. So we moved into Langa in 1937 as Busy Bees, and then the market moved from Cape Town in 1960 to Epping, which is there just around over the road for us. So we're keeping that friendship, and then we're really proud of those sponsors that are still looking after this club.
Always good to see Alfred Kewan and the guys, and nice to see that they are again staying in touch with each other. And of course, the Busy Bees women's rugby side is really doing very well. 12 players, as I said, 12 players in the starting lineup, and that really is fantastic. Right, folks, as you can see behind me there, that's the Score logo. So if you want to get yourself in the mix this week to win yourself the triple hamper, which is, of course, the case of Score energy drinks, the case of Bashu's cool drinks, as well as the set of Cape Rugby TV masks, then all you need to do is go to our Facebook page. You will, of course, know that Score is on board with Western Province Club Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. But if you want to win this triple hamper, the Score energy drinks, the case of Bashu's cool drinks, as well as the set of Cape Rugby TV masks, courtesy of CTC Sports, then just go to our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV, and see if you can answer our easy weekly question. At the moment, we are still keeping the questions very easy. And we are looking at the results from the 2019 season, and we've been asking you to tell us who the different winners are. This last week's question was, in fact, who won the PAL League in 2019? And of course, it was Lower PAL. And congratulations then to the one of the correct answers, and the winner there, Wilfred Martinez. Wilfred, you walk away with a case of Score energy drinks, a case of Bashu's, as well as, of course, a set of Cape Rugby TV masks. So of course, we'll get hold of you on via the Facebook Messenger, Wilfred, and you can come and collect your prize. But folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we carry on taking a look at what's happening in the world of club rugby. Back in a sec. Hello everybody, welcome back. JP Cape Rugby TV. We of course carry on talking about what's happening in club rugby, and of course, as you know, there are many different extensions leading into the world of club rugby, from schools to clubs. We have clubs that have got referees, we have clubs that feed the under-20 system, clubs that feed the Stormers and the Currie Cup sides, and of course clubs that feed women's rugby at Western Province. We've had a tremendous amount of activity in Western Province. Joining me on the line now, he's back from Western Province Club Rugby, Faisal Felton. Faisal, nice to have you back, Meneer. How are things there with you?
Good evening, JP, and good evening, listeners. It's always good to be back, and yeah, looking forward, hopefully, to a season.
Yeah, I think everybody's asking the same question. When's the season going to start? And my understanding is we're going to have to wait a few more weeks. The season has now officially been postponed for a while, and we await further news to come somewhere down the line.
Yeah, no, definitely, JP. It's the first time, I think, you're planning and your preparation and that, and it's the first time basically that it's out of our hands in terms of, what's happening around us and that. So I think the key thing from my side, looking at the fixtures and drawing up the fixtures, is that, from the start, we've always, had this idea of the third wave. So the good thing is that whatever comes our way, we will be ready and prepared in terms of planning and preparation.
You must be happy with the club structures in terms of the past 18 months. They've really done a tremendous amount of work to stay connected with their members. They've done outreach projects. They've done a serious amount of administration. We know this, of course, difficult times for clubs. Everybody would love to see fixtures, but do you take some sort of consolation from the fact that you guys have really worked hard in the last 18 months on making sure the clubs have a new way of thinking?
No, definitely, JP. I think especially during this time, I think a lot of the clubs have, understanding the role and function that they have in the communities. It's not just on the playing of the game. it's more focused in terms of, assisting and helping within the communities. And I think the function and role that the clubs play is key, and it's vital, in terms of upliftment. And I think, everybody waiting now for the season to go, it's something that's sort of bringing the community together again and bringing a bit of hope in terms of, getting out there on the field and starting to play. I think the key thing is also taking our minds off in terms of what's happening around us in COVID. And I think we all want to get out on the field, and hopefully sooner than later we will have that opportunity to get out there.
Do you feel that you've had a lot more communication with your clubs in the last 18 months, considering the digital factor? I would imagine prior to this, as with most sports, it's been you generally see the clubs. We see your pet walking over there. But this is what the new world is all about. I suppose this kind of brings me to my point, is that in the last 18 months there's been a lot more communication, whereas previously everything would happen physically in a room. But you really have been engaging a lot more with the clubs over 18 months. If you think about how many times you've been able to have digital meetings.
No, definitely, JP. I think, COVID and in terms of what's happened has changed the way we do things, and it's helped us to work a lot more effectively and efficiently. And I think, especially when it comes to meetings, we're able to have a quick meeting, able to engage with the clubs. I mean, one phone call and we have all the members on board. So the one good thing is that, the meeting attendance has been great. And I think, the input and the support has been great because, it's from a time factor, it's cut down a lot. I think, when you talk about community clubs, a lot of our members are all working and, they have a lot of other responsibilities. So now that technology and we're embracing technology, I think the key thing is we're able to have a lot more meetings, and we're also able to engage a lot more with clubs. In the past, we would have 3 meetings for the month, maybe with regards to certain aspects that we want to focus on. But now at the moment, we're having 3 meetings a week with different workshops and stuff that clubs can actually decide what they would like to engage or, what interests them.
One of the meetings in line with that, one of the meetings that you recently had was a lotto education workshop meeting. Lotto, obviously very important for funding for clubs.
No, definitely. I think the attendance was very good. We must obviously thank the Lotto Marlon for assisting and helping us in, showing us the easier way of doing things. I think it's definitely, one of the avenues that every club should take up that opportunity in terms of applying. They've simplified everything. I think it's a matter of the Lotto basically wants to give you money. It's about you having to apply. So from our side, we'll definitely encourage all the clubs. We've basically we've assisted and helped as far as, the completing the documents. But again, if there's any club out there that hasn't applied, we will again encourage them that they should apply and contact the office. And from our side, we will see how we can assist and help.
One of the current success stories at Western Province is your women's rugby squad. You've got a number of women who have come through the club rugby ranks. They've just beaten the Bulls at Newlands. They've got Boland coming up this coming weekend. From a perspective of women's rugby, you guys must be really proud of the delivery that you've put in place so far.
No, definitely, JP. I think from our side, we're over the moon in terms of, the success of the ladies, the hard work that they're putting in. And it just shows, a bit of extra effort and a bit of support for the ladies. And, the success is there. And, I think with Coach Lorian and, Jongi that's involved in that, they've got a good base and good support structures and that there. So from our side, we're very happy with what's happening at women's rugby. And I think going forward, you can see the strength. And I think one of the key things, a lot of, the feedback that we received is that, now that the games are live streamed and it's televised, the input has been fantastic in terms of, people actually watching and enjoying, the ladies playing. And I think given some more support and more encouragement, I think we'll find a lot more ladies out there that's wanting to play. So I think, again, the appeal is to every single club out there to identify that champion, to embrace, having a champion at the club. And again, like we preached before, we're not looking for you to start a team. We're looking for you basically just to have that component where any lady that would like to get involved at the club, there is a point in terms of who they can contact and who they can speak to.
Faisal, the other new dynamic that we're seeing with the clubs at the moment is their ability to reach out to local business. Last year you did the media marketing sponsorship course at Western Province Rugby. There also seems to be a new dynamic amongst the clubs at the moment where they are talking more about their local business partners and local sponsors that are getting involved with them. They're sharing more pictures on Facebook. They're creating more content and telling more stories. This is also seems to be a breath of fresh air in terms of what's happening in club rugby.
No, definitely, JP. I think the one key thing again is without having fixtures, without having games, people are having to think again out of the box. And I think the key thing now with the businesses is how do you attract businesses? What else can you offer them besides putting the names on the jersey? I think it's about, like you just said, the media, the multimedia MMS courses that we've had. It's about encouraging and helping, our clubs and administrators out there. How do you target and how do you get out and how do you reach out to the businesses? So from our side, again, that has been a major success in terms of, what the feedback that we received, and also in terms of, the administrator of assisting and helping them in terms of having, the tools in terms of functioning in it.
Faisal, we'll leave it at that. It's great catching up with you. Of course, we hope to catch up with you again in the next couple of days to find out what's coming next at Western Province Club Rugby. And in the meantime, of course, we'll say to you guys out there, let's just say fast bait and stay safe. And we'll chat again soon.
No, thank you, JP, and thank you, listeners, and keep safe. And hopefully soon we'll be out there. Take care.
There we go, folks. Faisal Felton, Western Province Club Rugby. And, of course, we would love to now have closed off for you with fixtures. But, of course, as we know, we wait a little bit longer. In the meantime, we will remind all of you to please stay safe out there. Remember to please constantly observe all the COVID regulations. That means social distancing, wash your hands as regularly as possible, and do not forget, always wear your mask, all right? And when you do wear your mask, make sure that your mask covers your mouth and your nose, not halfway, all the way. So please stay safe out there, folks. Wear that mask. That's a wrap from us here this evening at Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. A fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.